Alright peeps, welcome back to Timberborn. In this episode, we're going to play the game. And we're going to begin by sealing up this hole that I accidentally blasted in at the end of the last episode. And I reckon 4 door blocks will sort that out. Especially if it's in a maximum priority, because we've got nothing else in a maximum priority on this map. Yeah, for real, I do believe this is the only maximum priority door job on the map. So, why don't we turn the HUD off and say, "Oi, beavers! Do you mind quickly banging in some door before we lose all the water in our wee reservoir?" Now, that's been a full day, and we successfully got 2 bits of dirt in there. Any particular reason, beavers? You've got plenty of dirt knocking about. Or they're just waiting for the reservoir to dry up, and then they'll just be like, no, we'll get to it. Well, since we have ourselves a big gaping hole, I think it might be a good idea to turn this bad lad from 0.50 to 0. Let's not just piss out the water for no reason, eh? Oh, now look at those stairs that used to go down, but now just gone to the cliff edge. I suppose we probably need to get a better way around here for beavers other than going all the way across the barbed wire aqueduct. And as far as I'm concerned, my path is already clear. Get some dynamites in there, kaboom them up, and then we'll be able to path straight in. And while he's a kabooming our this corner, beavers, if you wouldn't mind getting those in as well. And you know what? I might be having a bit of TNT fever, because I feel the urge to deepen this whole long reservoir here. So we want to start at this level, so everything over here is getting single dynamited. Everything on this level is getting double dynamited. And everything on this level is getting bloody triple dynamited. I knew there's every chance I've went a tad overboard on all of this. However, I really like the idea of the good water wrapping around the bad water here. Oh, but the beavers have went ahead and got 2 bits of TNT in, so let's blow those up. Hello, lag! Look at that big exploding brazier. But crucially, that will allow us to get the triple dynamite up on here. And I'm also very tempted to expand our bit reservoir around this barbed wire pillar here. Oh, and look what's been built, peeps! We've got the forester! And who's the forester? Oh, I reckon I recognise that big old jacket there. Way I-R-D, it's Big Freddy the Forester! Look at him having a bit of a dance in the water there. What an absolute legend. And seeing Freddy the Forester dance about here has us thinking, I reckon I was a tad preemptive to removing the throttling valve. So we're going to get a beaver to bang in this tunnel, delete the framework, and then pop another valve on. Especially considering we're going to be deleting this forester, so our bloody gatherer flags can gather all of the mangrove fruits. But not until War Freddy here has got all of the fruity mangroves planted. Oh, and speaking of tunnels, our beavers are already banging away over here. Let's get 6 free planks back. Our beaver struggle with planks will be soon over. Ooh, and I was just over here looking at what I could do about the cascade, and I'm quite happy I spied that this needs to be deleted. And the reason that needs to be deleted is if we don't want flooded warehouses, that needs to be blown straight up. Ooh, my beavers have got this bit of TNT in. So let's get them a bit stair on there. That should give them access to build that. Oh, well, I already got a beaver. It's very, very slowly banging in from above. But they get the job done nonetheless. Well, that's even better, because I really, really want to delete this entire staircase here. Because it's stopping me from planting with precious bloody dynamites. So new beavers, get those precious dynamites planted. And now that our renovated, rejuvenated river is complete, you can see we're missing something here. We're missing a fancy pants flame of unity. We're going to have it right on there, unifying our beavers, right behind the labourers monument. But that's not all the empty plots that we've got down here. We've also got one down here, a big old 3x3, which could very easily be a nice tidy cut through for our beavers. However, the big splody legend in the sky only went ahead and corked it on this very spot. So we need to memorialise him with a tribute to Inja bloody Newity. So let's get that unlocked, and we'll even build it as a high priority. And we can get rid of our little landmark here, because now we have our monument to Orvam. Well, once again, that's not the only bit of bloody green area left. If we go over here, we've got a suspiciously dodgy bit of plot. And I want something powered, of course, as a 3x3 here. So we are going to have to find somewhere to move our one converted depthy. And that somewhere just so happens to be from this bit of plank here. Because we could slap a depth sensor on top of the warehouse. I mean, why the bloomin' heck not? And we've got this bad lad set to minus 0.55. So let's mimic that entirely. Now we may have to have a play around with that because we are now measuring from down here instead of all the way up here. But once that's all built, we can see what 3x3 we want to plump in here. And make sure to look at all of our automations so they're checking our new one converted depthy. Oh, bloomin' heck, beavers! How have you not got any door in the mud baths? Do we need to up our hauling game? Cause I bloomin' will, you know. I will, different testers. I'll blow up this TNT. I'll connect these stairs and then I'll say, beavers, I want 10 more haulers. I'm also going to ensure that we've got a medium priority hauler, a low priority hauler, and then we switch down to minimum priority haulers. Peeps! I just set off a TNT without yous. No, that's nae good. Nobody wants to miss out on the TNT experience. And then I believe this needs to stay at 0.50, otherwise we're just going to have loads and loads of bloody flooding knocking about up here. Oh, speaking of flooding, I want to make sure we have all of this TNT in so when the cascade begins, it's not crazy. And as well, I want to see about figuring out a way to get to this middle layer without any sort of issues. Ooh! Hang about here, beavers! Would you mind slapping in a dynamite right here? Because we do not need to go up to go down. Yeah, now beavers, I would very much like you to get one of those in, and that might work our way into getting a middle layer here. So to make sure now gets accidentally built, let's delete these levels for now. And we get this bit of TNT in, and then we'll see if we can figure out a fancy stairway up. Oh, I heard kaboom's gone off, and of course, it's our beavers doing in the tunnels. They're dying for some bonus free planks. Get 6 of those bad lads back. Oh, get a bloody 7th back while you're at it. Oh, while I was under there, the beavers got this bit of TNT in. So let's get that kaboomed. We need a level path just going around the corner like this. But let's say, for example, we've got medium warehouses on here, and we want to get to this level, as well as the level above. And to be fair, if we do a bit more TNT in our here, the solution might just show itself. And I was already thinking about the cascade anyway, so what I want to do is take off any of these fancy rounded corners. And now this is where this gets tricky, peeps. I believe that's the design I want. That's what mirrors what's going to be blown up off the top. We don't want to touch anything that's on this path here because that's already a layer down. So we know we want to go down 1 here, and then we want to go down 2 here, and then we want to go down 3 here. But how does that translate to these bloody corners? I think I might need to blow some of these up first. In particular, we might need to blow this one up first so we can actually have access up to this bit of path now that I've bloody blown up the up and down. And we got Freddy the Forester standing atop the Forester so we can delete their workplace. That can be useful haulers. And we can also delete 99% of the resources it took to build that. But as painful as that is, it must be done. And another thing that must be done is getting a way up to this bit of pathway because we don't have any path connection down into the river here. No! I shouldn't have deleted him! I needed to plant 1 more mangrove! Alrighty beavers, we are going to get a tad excessive right here right now. Why don't you go ahead and delete those 2 kohlrabis? I'm going to get another depth sensor knocked down purely as a placeholder. So we click copy settings on this and we paste them onto there. There we're gone. Identical. Because now what we can do is delete this 1 river depth sensor. We can get a stair down there, and then once our beavers have finished banging these 2 up, we can slap a forester down and they will be able to plant 1 mangrove. Oh, this is absolutely terrible right here. But we need maximum mangrove growing in our big old river. Oh, and seeing this bad lad being paused, this reminded me. that we do not need this fluid dump anymore. Look at all of that free materials we get back. We've got 2 planks and a log. And we've got some more waterfront knocking about. Water with some propaganda facing out. And naturally, a lantern to make sure the propaganda's well lit. Yeah, I reckon that's a perfect use of our bit of blue space here. But while we're bonus foresters getting banged in there, let's actually... Oh, hello, bonus forester. Well, let's actually get a little pathway up here. Now, I believe, if I've measured it all right, it should work. Thankfully, I did measure it all right, and it does work. We very simply just need a couple of stairs, a couple of paths, and Bob's your uncle, and Fanny is your bloody aunt. The only difference being is John the Forester planted this one, and John the Forester can be a hola pal. And now all we need to do is replant some kohlrabies up in this corner and replop our 1 river depthy dune right on the same spot. Therefore, we're not wasting any mangrove growing ground. And since we've got this bad lad here, we can go copy, paste. Also pasted the fact it was paused, love that. Although now I need to make sure that our valves and whatnot are automated to our 1 river depthy here. Our new 1 river depthy, of course. Oh, the beavers have banged this hole in. Let's go ahead and replace that with the all-important throttling valve and automate this bad lad once again to our 1 river depthy. Although, to be fair, I should have just copied the settings of this valve and pasted them onto here. Because that way we get the same on and off in reaction speed. And I already see where farmers have got the bloody kohlrabies planted. Where beaver bangers have started rebuilding our 1 river depthy. It'll be a matter of time before we have all of this up and running and collecting every single mangrove fruit this map has to offer. Why, I'm quite enjoying this little blue path that our beavers take. And then you've got the greenery of the mangroves. We're gonna have a bloody green river. There's a double kaboom to make up for the one that I didn't show you doing there. Then first of all, we need to reconnect the path so we can finish building this area. And then we can come back to seeing if we can get fancy with our layers and levels here. Are you seeing this, peeps? We've got 1 bit of TNT that should be a triple TNT. I've just seen a fatal flaw in my plan here with the depth sensor. This only goes up to 0.50, so if we have a look at our river level, it's terribly low. We most certainly need to get this up to 0.80 at the very least. And hopefully I remember to check while I'm editing the episode what this used to be on. If not, a comment would probably genuinely be helpful. But anywho, while we've been waffling above ground, our beavers have been busily banging away getting even more free planks for us to get collected. Well, I got beavers are gonna be buzzing with all of these free planks. Just look at them all. But have our beavers got the TNT in down yet? To an extent. Oh, they do have some of the tunnels in. Let's see. Let's dip it down a bit. Oh, we're not half bad at all, beavers. Let's get these planks recycled, and ideally you can start banging in from both sides with this bit mad underwater tunnel. So we should probably get these all maximum priorityed. And while we're doing here, let's make sure we collect all of this bloody rubble. And I've been thinking about this area, just in general, and I reckon this bridge is near it, like. We need to get rid of that beaver statue, get rid of a good amount of this staircase platform nonsense, because what we should do instead is extend the amount of time our beavers are looking at our cupcake propaganda as they're going up the stairs. Aye, it's not the most efficient way of travelling vertically, but it'll get the job done, and we even managed to still be able to plonk in a fancy pants beaver statue over there. Well, I'm quite happy that we're not losing the beaver statue, to be honest with you, peeps. But we most certainly should get this stair back in. Oh, and look, peeps! The beavers actually went ahead and built this correctly. Thanks to me bit priorities. It's strange that, like, when you prioritise correctly, the beavers build correctly. And do I see a gap under a stair that's not filled? Hey, MiGly, you've been slacking these last couple episodes, haven't you? Get yourself some cupcake propaganda on both sides there, so the beavers will never know what's behind the cupcakes. Unless they look through the stairs, of course. But as for the rest of this patch of grass, I reckon we get a nice fancy lantern there, and then naturally, a nice back scratcher right on the side. Well illuminated. I reckon that's perfect, because when you've just freshly recovered, you've been kipping for 3 days straight. I reckon it'll feel brilliant to get on the back scratcher doing, yeah. Oh, and that's right. The big roof reveal. Look at this bad lad. We do need to plop something on here. And that something is naturally going to have to be a beaver bust there. Because look, we got our 2 beavers hammering away, chiseling the bust. And then once that bust's in, we'll be able to actually connect this warehouse. But for now, I just want to see our beaver builder banging the last of the TNT up here, so I can blow it all up. Oh, look at that perfect little water channel there. We can now properly start thinking about this. But once again, not until we've got this nonsense sorted out. Oh, and I'm seeing some warnings underneath the water here. That could only mean one thing. Our beavers are banging in loads of TNT. I reckon if we hang about here for the rest of the day, it's all gonna be in. Maybe 2 days, but still, we're beavers absolutely boshed it. Now let's get the bloody water back on. You can just see it. You can just see the bloody dot going away in the... now that I'm not having to try and explain it live, you can see the water gone down and it get a bit darker in there. Well, that was a rather eventful bit of TNT exploding. I've never used the bloody angle before. And I reckon instead of deleting these 2 bits of land and converting them to tunnels, we just need to get our beavers to casually blow up this entire section of land right here. Bloomin' heck, peeps, look at all the beavers in the big old reservoir. You turn the water on and you can't even see. You turn the water off and you're like, boom, and look at all of these. It's like a bloody ant colony going doing, picking up all the rubble, banging in these lovely fancy spiral stairs here. The beavers will be tackling this tunnel from both sides momentarily. Ooh, look at that lovely sky. Isn't it beautiful? It makes our map look absolutely tiny, doesn't it? Like it doesn't even exist. Where's the map? Where's the map? Oh, there it is. We're back. Oh no. I think we've turned into alternate reality, peeps. We're upside down. We're full stryer in it. But don't worry, it's a real casual 24-hour flight back, and then you're right side up again. And looking at the fact that we've got a bit of bad water stored up, and 20 vacancies, it may be worth investing in a bit more automation over here. And since we haven't even built the log resource counter yet, I reckon it's worth shifting it over here, so we've got them all up in a line together. And the way I'm going to set this automation is our second deep bad water pump here is going to be automated to our 1 bad water counter, and that is going to switch it off when we get above 80% storage. And looking at this river level here, I reckon we are most certainly getting up to 0.85 on here. Oh, and thankfully the beavers haven't plonked in the last 3 logs in here, because I do not want that to stay like that. I really didn't like the fact that we were super efficient here and using all the space, and then we just had like a 2 gap here for absolutely no reason. When what we could do is get a whole plank back off that triple platform, plonk our water slurper in here like that, and then we can restore our podium of warehousing. It's not quite exact, however, you've still got big owl tank in the middle, medium tank second at the left, and then small tank third at the right. But now I am very much happy for all of this to be finalised. Which does mean plonking another bit of dirt in here. You can never have too much oak growing ground now, can you? Actually, speaking of oak growing ground, let's make sure these new bits of ground are marked for cutting first and foremost. And then we make sure that there's plenty of bloody oaks getting plonked on here. And with that, we now only have 1 gap, and that will be right here, these 2 bits of water, which I'm more than happy. Just, you know, if for no other reason than so we remember that there's water over here and we don't have slurpers slurping up thin air. Oh, wow. I love that big bloody smoky chimney there for the iron teeth. Look at the bit of sun poking through underneath the bad water aqueduct. You can see the big dirt excavators light there. Oh, you can see a lot more if you get on top of the bloody trees. Oh, what a place this is. What an absolute place. Yeah, I'm doing it in first person because I got a comment regarding how the first beaver perspective clips through certain things and not others. So you can see it doesn't clip through the actual coffee bushes. And I reckon that's because they've got some, collision up here, like these big thick sticks. Just like the oaks, they've got collision. And I do believe that the eggplants also have collision. Yes, there you go, because they have big old sticks as well. And I'm also walking on top of these eggplants here. You see, I can start going in and out and then we're jumping up and down. But while they're small, we can actually run through them, which makes me think, do we... Oh, look, I'm stuck in the wee eggplants. I can't even get out without jumping. But it makes us think, what about the kohlrabies and the other laddies? Do we actually run across the top of these? Yes, look. My frame went up there. So all of the kohlrabies, even the baby ones that aren't grown, have collision. Do we get a little bit? We do get a little bit more collision on these kohlrabies. Oh, that's canny. I don't think I actually mentioned the comment. The comment mentioned regarding why it seems like there's no clip for some of the vegetables. And there's clip for like the trees. But it looks like there is collision for all of these. It's just a case of how small they are. Like I'm going on top of these laddies here. And I'm certainly going to be on top of those. Canolas, yep, I'm on top of the canolas, because if we go over here, I'm going to go down. And these canolas I'm on top of as well. Well, that's canny. Cheers for that comment, because I was curious when I read it. I was like, what is the crack with the collision on these? Because I've noticed something similar. And it turns out, everything that has collision, has collision. It's just this is some wee collision doing here. Oh, I love this bridge! Anywho, back to playing the game like I said we were gonna do at the beginning of the episode. What about reclaiming a plank or 3? Nah, just the 1 plank. I was being a bit greedy. But we can extend our path to ensure our beavers have got... Look at that! There was a beaver straight in there for that plank. Oh, and our beavers have got these bits of dynamite in. Let's detonate these laddies. 1 at a time. Why is it not blowing up? Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't click bloody detonate, did I? That usually helps when it comes to blowing the TNTs up. And now I can better see where I need to put this TNT. Like we need to go in there. We need to line up with that corner. And then we need to actually blunk this bit down 2 here. That's still 1, which means this will be 2. This will be 3. And I want to say this would be 3 because this is 2 here. And I want this to be 2, otherwise I'm creating a nice path that beavers could theoretically walk across. Aye, well I'm definitely happy that I blew those up before continuing with this nonsense. I mean, it's nonsense, but it'll be glorious nonsense when it's all said and done, peeps. Don't you worry. So in theory, that's it. We've got our lines, we've got our patterns. We go double, double, double. Oh, but then we start going up. Oh no! This should be triple because we're 1 higher. Yeah, there we go. And then look, triple, triple, triple. I was right. Now we do know from here on we're going to blow down triple altogether. So we need to get that up and running. We may as well just get a stair on there for the beavers to make this easier. And once again, this laddie should be a triple. Triple, 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 triple. And then because this is all after the triple, these are minimum triples anyway. And if we know that this row here is triples, we should be able to safely put doubles down along here. And then would it be a single across here? Because we've got a double diagonal that goes down. I believe that's right, because we're already 1 block lower here. Oh, and I'm glad I checked that, because these doubles should be singles. And if I know that that's getting blown down 1, this should get blown down 2, this should get blown down 3, and the same should be able to be said for over here. Oh, I'm getting a tad presumptuous here, peeps, like. But it's the way we have to be. Well, we don't have to be, but to try and do it remotely efficiently, it is the way we have to be. I was wondering where the plank progression went. Down here, of course. I do believe I placed these ones first, that's why. So now that they finally have access to get down here, they're like, yes, let me bloody blast those tunnels. Because in the same amount of time, we blew up 2 tunnels over here. Although I do feel bad about the absolute meander that our beavers have to get up here. So let's make it a bit nicer for them. There you go, beavers. Get that bad lad in, and that'll sort your redoute. Actually, you didn't want this. You want this to be straight and all. I really want to delete this stair, but not quite yet. I think we're going to strand every single beaver that's past that stair if I do that. But if I can time it right, where we don't have any beavers in this bit tunnel here, which is right now, we can delete this stair once that beaver passes it. And look at these beavers like, oh, I need to chuck a yowie, start banging in from the other end. But we can get our fancy straight path straight down. And I'm also going to start recycling all of our stairs that we've got in here. At least the ones that we're not going to use anytime soon. Oh, I reckon I've had an idea, peeps, that would actually make this work. So I need ye beavers to go ahead and bang in as much of this as beaverly possible, please. Oh, peeps, we have 1.1k food. Our food chain is absolutely collapsing right in front of our very eyes. We are entirely relying on berries, and that is not a good thing because we don't have any more berries ready to pluck out the ground. So beavers, we need to be getting significantly more efficient with this here. And I mean particularly, how are we not even keeping up with our bloody eggplants? They're full! All of the farmers are getting prioritised by haulers. I do not want them spending any of their time shifting produce from A to B. And I'm going to come back to me haulers and up every single one of these by one until we're back to minimum. So essentially, we just have 10 extra haulers instead of all of these bonus builders, which we still do need because we've got a lot of building knocking the boots, including this stair which gives us 10 more haulers. Speaking of all of our builder beavers, let's watch them quickly bang in all of the TNT in this corner here. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to rebuild our path up there, but that's alright. I just want to make sure our storage path solution is going to work, and then I can get back to doing the cascade. And I do believe that's everything I've asked the beavers to do, so let's pause the game. Make sure we don't have any beavers about to come out here and get sploded. And I just realised that we can't be blowing that one up just yet, not until we've went ahead and plopped a bloody dynamite on there. So yeah, now you can explode the rest, but this middle layer needs to remain for the time being. Alright, so can we get a build-up beaver banging in this one bit of dynamite before you clock off to get into bed, please? That would be a negative. Oh, they got them in, but they didn't finish banging. But now they're back out of bed. We should have a beaver banging it in, and we're just gone full on kaboomy boom along here, all the way till the end. Oh, look at the cascade! The beautiful cascade. And yeah, now, I may or may not have forgotten to plop this dynamite back down. So beavers, can you real casually come over here and go kaboomy boom so I can go and detonate? Now, I cannot touch this bit of land right here where these 3 stairs are. Let me bring the world away and show you why. We have water back there. So I can only mess with these 4 squares. And I also need to think about the cascade here, because we are clearly coming down. For example, we're going to be wanting a bit of dynamite there. We are going to be wanting a bit of double dynamite there. Triple dynamite there. And it might even be a case of triple and quadruple dynamite right on this one. So yeah, now beavers, yet another speedy priority build to blow up some more bloody TNT. Do you want to see how fast the TNT explodes in speed 4, peeps? Just that fast. Now surely we can get some explosives in here and come back to speed 1 so we can calmly blow these up. Oh, and I'm happy with that. It looks like I was right. This is just going to have to be a single bit of dynamite and we're giraffing. Now, I don't want to block the cascade, but I do want to use this bit of land right here. And I may have just thought of a genius way of accomplishing that. We're going to need a little bit of extra space around here so I can go ahead and plonk yet another large industrial bloody warehouse down. Our hanging the cascade. But I don't want all of this nasty, dodgy little scaffolding up. So I figured, why not gun 1 platforms, because then I can put loads and loads of cupcake propaganda about. Now isn't that beautiful? Oh, and all of that high-speed explosives seems to have absolutely robbed us of any explosives. Now we, for some reason, have a paused barred water. Have I got this backwards? I mean, I don't, but I have the way it works backwards, so there we go. No, it's not going to be paused, and it's not going to be causing bloody bad water shortages. Now, this one would count as working correctly. Once we get below 20% storage, this bad lad switches on. And since our beavers have dammed our hole here, I reckon it might be time to think about connecting these laddies back up. And as per usual, that's going to require some TNT. And then I'm hoping I can get mad fancy with a 6x1 suspension bridge. And why? Aye, I can. Look at that bad lad right there. All we need to do is have something there. And that should be easy enough. If we delete these stairs and then this bit of path here, we should be able to get a 3 long overhang in there, push these stairs back 1, successfully connect the path up to that side of the suspension bridge, and then leave us a fancy little gap for yet another suspension bridge. Now that is beautiful right there. We've got all of the path connection we could ever want. But we certainly do not want that to get built before any of these TNTs. Speaking of TNTs, let's kaboom this bad lad. And now I can get to showing you me mad little stairway idea here. So essentially, instead of having our medium warehouses out the front like this, like we do our the cascade directly, I'm going to push it back 1, and that will very conveniently allow us to get a proper platform level up here, as well as a spiral stair right in the front, so we can have a platform layer up to the second one as well. Now that is spectacular right there. But before we get to doing anything so ludicrous, we need to get some stairs back up on here. We need to get a temporary wee bridge across here, so we can continue placing all of this TNT. See now, beavers, that is a lovely high priority job for you. And all of this under here is a lovely maximum priority job for you to be doing. But now we've got ourselves a solid line across here, we can happily plop large industry piles right up on there. Now I will say I'm quite happy with our beavers' progress over here. We should have mangrove fruits for days, realistically. Like, why don't we have mangrove fruits for days, beavers? And I'm noticing that we're down to 2 planks. How you got that in, I have no idea, beaver, but I don't have time to bloody find out. I needed to recover all of these free planks that you've got on either side of our build, yeah. Look at all of these free planks you've been hoarding up. There's probably 14 of them, and that's not even the entire demolition job. Now I'm noticing over here, our oil press is not getting enough canola oil, and we even have canola knocking about. I think the issue is we don't have any beavers prioritising the canola. So we're going to delete these warehouses right here. Please don't die, beaver. Accidentally press delete. Please don't cork it. No! They bloody corked it! Dorka the Unlucky was forced to cork it by an evil dev. Now that is the true danger of dev mode. I wanted to delete the bloody tank, not the beaver from existence, man. But anywho, beavers, I need you to bang these bloody cassavas up so we can build a memorial farmhouse for dorkas. You know what, actually? Bloody sod it. I'm deleting a lot of stuff out here. I want everything in this 5x5 to be absolutely disappeared. And that's primarily because we are going to be unlocking the 5x5 metal platform up here. Oh, and beaver, don't do that. What is it? Coming to the house too slow. Yeah, kind of changed my mind. We're definitely going to be needing some plants under here. That's the whole point of the metal platform. So let's see, will the game let us plant soybean or will it shite? And all of the new space is going to be dedicated to canola. We'll re-establish our crossroads, and we're going to be able to plonk all 3 of our farmhouses down and have a quadrant for storage. And then in the corner, we'll have a beaver bust overlooking the farms. Now, since these are now permanent warehouses, we need to start getting the roofs on them. Any permanent warehouse cops a roof. Oh, and of course, that is a maximum priority emergency job, beavers. I need you to get amongst it real quick. And have a dicks of this, peeps. Nah, not the braziers, the big cupcake propaganda wall. I adore that. And that must mean that we're not too far off getting this little industrial pile in, then getting this medium warehouse in, so we can finally get all of these TNTs in. But yeah, now, beavers, I reckon your maximum priority job right now is getting these farmers back up and running. Because without these farmers, you don't have any bloody food to eat. So use this speedy up bit as an opportunity to get bang in those hammers all over that 5x5 metal platform. I'm also pretty keen to get the hour hangs in for that wee bloody gatherer flag in the middle of the river there. Look at all of those mangrove fruits ready to be picked. And look at that, you give the beavers a bit of proper priority and they get it all banged in. Now I did hear that we had a warning inbound, which isn't great because we don't have any full reservoirs. And that's partially down to the fact that we now take 2 bits of water all the way in here and fill up our cascade, which you can see isn't really happening at the moment. And I reckon instead of a large warehouse here, I'm gonna get myself some large industrial piles instead. And for those of you that enjoyed wee trees, ye know what I'm gonna do with this beaver right here. We're gonna get a fancy pants roof on the top and utterly seal him in. And I see an efficiency that could be made very, very inefficient as it stands because we have next to no bloody industrial estate. But this plot of land here could be very well utilised as an oil press. So beavers, that is indeed a maximum priority job. I was just watching this oil press and it was sitting at like 30 canola seeds and the one canola oil that was coming at a time was just getting siphoned straight off. So yeah, now beavers, can we real casually get 40 bloody logs in there and 10 of those precious metal parts? And then we can get our power back to our whole bloody industrial estate here. There we go. And hopefully Yagras here will keep the canolas all stocked up. That and the bonus bit of canola plantation we got doing here. Oh, and we got these TNTs in. Let's give them a bit of a detonator. Yes, MiGly. You literally only had to put 1 bit of TNT in there. And do we need these platforms? Why not? Why, I am happy to have me 3 planks back. And now it's almost like it was stock, apart from this 1 block here. And the fact that this raises up a level, otherwise it was always going to cascade what was planned by the developers to be bad what are doing here. Oh, and yeah, now we're into our drought. Why do we have a really low water level? Yet we've got water in here. Hey, beavers, what the blooming heck is occurring here? Why are you off? Why is the one look at me memory off? What's occurring? For realsies though. You're on, but you're off because the 1 pointer relay. Eh? How's this broken now? Unless this water level was low the entire temperate season, so it never got a chance to like accumulate and reset. So if I reset this, we should have this 1 look at my memory essentially mirroring this 1 universal relay here. Yeah, something definitely went wrong with our changing timers here. If we reset this, we should now have the 1 look at my memory mirroring the 1 universal relay. And since this 1 converter depth is switched on, we should now have water flowing out of here and keeping our 1 converted river all tippity topped off. And look at this, we've got a deep barred water pump automatically paused because we got all the storage we could want. And how we, MiGly, you've been whinging about haulers the whole episode and you didn't even put a path on. What am I like, peeps? Oh, and here we are, peeps. We've got our 1 last oak to be planted. Who's gonna do it? It's War Rog. And look at Roger having himself a bit of a dance there. Oh, he is having a proper boogie on doing there. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Ooh, we seem to have ourselves some bonus kaboomy booms. Now, I would like to blow up the rest of these, but I don't want to blow up the path, so I shan't. Instead, I'll go under here and see that we've got loads of free planks to be recovering. 33 free planks to be precise. So beavers get to picking all of those up. And to be fair, that's not even including this side. We're starting to get awfully close here now. We've got to be careful that we don't breach in the next 11.4 days. Otherwise, all of the water that's currently stored up in this big old reservoir, even though it's not full, it's still a hell of a lot. He is going to try and attempt to fill here. A much smaller space. Ooh, 3 pieces of TNT. Now, as much as I would absolutely love to do a big speedy up bit down here, or even up here, so we can see the big old warehousing get built in, we, believe it or not, still have a bit of a situation when it comes to our food supply. And who knew plonking doing loads of bloody fancy farmhouses wouldn't just instantly fix it? Now, I have a science storage for this raw resourcing here, however, it's a bit off getting built. So while we still have over 900 food, I'm gonna say I hope you enjoyed this mad episode of One Version. We are very slowly but surely cranking our way to our next farm here. So in between episodes, enjoy a bit of City Skylines too, maybe even a bit of Planet Crafter. But until that next episode, have yourself a canny old time and a toodle. Peace!